Hello and welcome back to the Football Manager Save for Le Havre. Now we will be kicking off this episode with the game away to Pau FC. We have played a few games in the meantime, so if we first look at that. Now we did kick off with a 2-2 draw against Grenoble, and we did take the lead very early on, and I was hoping for like another good home kind of performance really. So yeah, I did believe in the 9th minute, but then quickly just before half time we did find ourselves behind, so really did switch on a dime like that. So I was panicked, especially the later it got, but TR does manage to score a late one and does keep us unbeaten to that point. We then moved on to USL away, who I knew weren't good, but again away you can never guarantee anything. And again TR comes up with another brace, so you can't stop that man at the moment. But yeah, Abdelli in the first minute, of course, is hard to kind of doubt your team's ability when they're scoring that earlier. They did reply pretty soon after, but TR wrapped up all 3 points for us. And then the game against Troyes at home, again I probably wanted this one to go a bit better, but I don't really know what went wrong. I'll maybe actually click on it and check stats if we were dominant. Edged them, but yeah, by no means dominant, so I think we did have one disallowed goal from TR, but probably weren't robbed in that sense. We just need to perform better. But because of all that, we have remained unbeaten. We have now slipped to second place. We probably are just drawing too many games, the exact same record as Nantes there, that we have scored a lot more. So scoring's not really been the problem, which is a good sign for wing play. But if we are going to keep drawing too many games, we may have to switch up what we're doing. We'll keep it going for now, so say we are unbeaten. And second place is nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah, first game against Pau here, you can see they are all the way down in 19th. I checked really their results quick. And the one win against Guingamp there, and that is it for the season. A couple more draws, but again conceded 2s, the 3 there, but 2s about 5 or 6 games in a row. I think it's 5 in a row there. Yeah. So don't seem to be best at keeping the ball out of their net. So good signs for TR. Probably going to go with the same team. Ignore most of this. I'll do the opposition instructions. I check. Yeah, everyone's looking fit and I believe this is first choice. Well, that's a point. I say same team, this is a different formation. I thought I'd try gegenpress because at times I'm a bit annoyed by having a lack of possession and sometimes a lack of chances, and I think the Troyes game really kind of forced my hand here in the sense that I just want to be more active, like in terms of defensive standpoint. So hoping gegenpress, I know it's kind of the traditional fallback, especially into a 4-2-3-1 wide. It's the traditional kind of plan B. If you haven't already chosen it, it's your plan A in Football Manager. But it is what it is really. There's no guarantee it will work here. So hopefully it does, of course, but I can't guarantee anything. But yeah, way to Pau, new formation. So we can kind of take this game by the balls and just knock them to one side really. An early chance for us. So in the back post there he is. Took him a matter of 2 minutes 45 seconds. TR's already on the score sheet. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in this league that can stop his man. He has actually been attracting some interest from Liga teams already. I think there's RC Lens and it might have even been Saint Etienne. We are currently, I believe, still in a period in which you can make it's like a restricted transfer window for France, but you can make a signing off like one other French team. So I'm hoping they do kind of leave him alone for this period, and hopefully even if they do come knocking he ain't interested, but can't guarantee that'll be the case. So we're hoping, of course, because he does run the show for us. Just short of 2-0 there. Brazil is the roof of the net. But yeah, without him, of course, I'm not saying it'd go awfully. Obviously somebody else will be playing up front, but I think he scored his 18th goal of the season already there, and I don't think we've played any cup games, so it is ridiculous from him. Brazil puts us 2-0 up, and this really does seem to be working. Can't kind of rush to conclusions. As I said, it is Pau FC who are 19th and only one win under their belt, and they do kind of concede 2 goals for fun at the very least. So yeah, 2-0 this early on. It's good stuff, and I'm hoping we actually don't throw this lead away. Although we haven't really been traditionally throwing leagues away. If we don't throw this whole league away, yeah, but traditionally we haven't been throwing leads away. But yeah, if you can avoid it obviously any time, it's probably best you do that. As your board now comes down the right, moves it centrally to Lecao. Fontaine there, Bazil again. I mean, he's only featuring because Abdelli now gets to play in his preferred cam spot, and I believe he's the best right winger we have. Otherwise, nothing to really scream and shout about usually, but he's got himself a couple goals here. I believe he also got a late one against I don't think it was a late one. I'm trying to remember what goal I'm thinking about. Nah, it's left me. I think it was in the last episode. It was in the Ajaccio game, that was it. My brain eventually recollects what happens. Diarra onto the loose ball, doing what he does best, but this time can't finish. Can you let a man off for the amount of goals he's already scored for us? Whipping the corner here, probably nothing comes of it. Nah, yeah. Oh no, another corner there. They might show it to us, they might not. We do get to see it. Fontaine whips it in again. High one this time, keeper does punch it. They do get it clear. Throwing deep in their half now. Do try and lump it forward, but just lands to fit Lecao, who now obviously will be playing centre mid, so this CDM. He is a slightly better centre mid, and to be fair, generally, due to the lack of CDM backup, it's probably smart that we took a CDM out of our formation anyway, as we go close there. He was actually injured for the games you didn't see me play, and we'd have to bring in a youngster. What he was called, he's quite Veron. He's Uruguayan. He coped okay, but it's not really someone you want to have to use in the long run, really. So glad that's over. Glad Lecao's back and playing in his probably preferred centre mid spot. So I mean, it seems to be working so far. 3-0 in the first half. Yeah, they have been given a lot of credit lately. I mean, it's kind of our generic go-to response at the moment, but it gets him inspired every time, gets him motivated to. Why wouldn't I say it? Doubt this second half will probably be as profitable as the first. We're probably not going to score another 3, but if this ends 3-0, I'm not going to have any complaints. So we do have the ball midfield here, slip towards Tiare, and don't seem to have his shooting boots on as much today, but the fact that we've already scored 3 goals, I'm not too fussed about that. We have just dropped down to second position, as I guess Auxerre have taken the lead. I'm going to have a quick look on there, but it seems they get a chance here. So we have cleared it. Sabali knocks it further back to his defenders. They try and lump one over the top. It does seem to work, and our keeper get behind it. He should get behind it, but it sneaks in his near post. But we are now using Fofana in goal. I thought he's only half a star behind Gorgalan, but a lot younger and a lot more room to grow, so I didn't think we'd be losing much using him in goal now, but hopefully he doesn't make a habit of conceding his near post like that, or we can't really ignore it much longer. So hopefully that is a one-off and not something that becomes habit. As it seems to reckon. The rest of this second half will drift out, so I do quickly want to take a look at the results. Again, I'm not allowed to see the current scores as we do have an injury, potential knee injury, which is always scary to see for Fontaine. He does seem to deliver a lot of our set pieces and just generally puts in good performances. As you can see, a 7.9 here that would get him man of the match if he were able to carry on, but he is not, so we will have to use Basquet and just hope that that injury is not too long term. Great records challenge there, hopefully nothing comes of this, as I was just making subs, but may do. Fofana's drawn into a great save, to be fair, makes up for the earlier mistake, but yeah, what our defence were doing trying to get the ball out there, I'm not sure. They do now whip in the corner, and it is claimed again by Fofana, so he's doing his best, it seems, to make up for his potential early error. I don't know if they put it down as an error, just visually it did not look pretty from a goalkeeping standpoint. So we give it away again there, and it seems our team don't want to keep this lead because they are now within one of us. I'm going to have to switch to cautious. I'm hoping we don't throw us away. If we do, that truly is ridiculous. So in fact, they may even go as far as defensive because I'm not throwing away 3 points here. Straight into a highlight, which definitely has you worried. Here, nothing silly, get a chance out of it for us and just move on to the end of the game. Hopefully as Koulibaly comes down the right in the box now, Abdelli pulls it across and we do miss, but I just really want to see this game out. I'm not too fussed about scoring again, although obviously it would have us 5 minutes added time. It's pretty terrifying as we slowly see it peter away, and another injury, and I've made all 3 subs now, so it's just suddenly turned into a horror show from something that was so, well, looking so rosy. I don't really know what to do other than perhaps drop my midfielders a bit deeper just to try and secure this. Go with that. will have a lack of. Move Bootybe out there just to give a bit more balance. Might even drop him further back just for a little bit. I know Bootybe could not play that position whatsoever, but we're just trying to be safe here and see this game out. Yes, I do have an injured player on the pitch, but funny enough, I don't think I've got enough subs. Unless they allow me to have another sub, which I'm not sure about. They may well let me make 5 actually. I've just gone all reckless for no reason. We move him back to there. Move this up. Try and sub on Mbemba. We'll see if it lets me do it. Oh, it does. Okay, so I've gone all panic stations on switching the team around for no reason there. Regardless, we will drop a little bit deeper and hopefully see this game out. And that should be, as it's now into the 98th minute, it is enough for the win. So I'm a lot more stressful than it needed to be. Again, an XG, we've done them, shots, we've done them, everything, we've done them over in other than corners, but I'm not Kenny Jackett here, I'm not so obsessed about corners. Little bumpy manager joke for any of you that understand that. And the win is what's most important, but we can't be scaring ourselves that bad. I'm going to let them know about the Jekyll and Hyde aspect of it rather than just blow smoke up their arse and tell them they were great. Yeah, I can't have things like that happening in the second half. So they almost managed to do what Man United couldn't do yesterday either, and that is pull it back to a 3-3 draw. Which, yeah, sure. If you don't know, I do care about Man United. They are kind of my team other than Pompey. And put it this way, like the fact that I kind of saw it coming and us falling into the Europa League pretty much as soon as the final whistle went in PSG, probably even before that, I'm not too surprised by it, and it made it a lot easier to take, but it still wasn't nice to see. Like, you don't want to see your team, and at the end of the day, I don't want to see Europa League football anymore. So a couple injuries there. Fontaine's is a month and a half, which is a bit annoying, but when you see knee, it can be a lot worse. And then Abdelli looking at shin splints and also a similar kind of length of time. So 2 players to be missing there that I'd rather not. It may make it a bit harder for the future, but you can see that we are still 12 unbeaten. Still 12 unbeaten. We're still unbeaten, and push it on to 12. And this time with a win, which, yeah, unfortunately still can't take us top. Auxerre are still sitting above us. Next game we move on to the local rival against Caen. Not only local rival, but a top of the table kind of clash. It does seem like us 4 teams here, Auxerre, Havre, Caen and Nancy, are starting to make a bit of a gap, which I'm not too surprised about. We probably are some of the best teams in the league. So just with his 18 goals, I thought I'd check quick actually how Tiara is doing in terms of top goal scorers. If we can move to goals here, okay, all 18 are in the league, and look at that, that's just ridiculous. I mean, a goal every 60 minutes. No one was in 11 of them. You could probably stop him now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won the top scorer for the league. It is ridiculous stuff. If I click on his name here, you can see wanted by is Saint Etienne and Lens. So I'm hoping they don't come in for him. There's nothing really in the stats points to him being as good as he's been. They're all decent stats. Great off the ball, he's a fast player, finishes alright and works relatively hard, but where the 18 goals have come from already, I'm not sure. But yeah, we're going to have 0 complaints about it as we do move on to 12 unbeaten. He moves on to 18 goals. And we now move on to our home game against Caen. Here we are with the second game now, and what is our biggest game of the season so far, the local rivalry with Caen. Now we have had to make a couple minor changes. They're telling me to go cautious here. They're expecting to have more of the ball, so we'll see about that at first. I'm going to leave it as it is. It may seem a bit risky to run this formation, well, not formation as such, but gegenpress a team like Caen, who are quite good, but we are at home and this is the real test of the formation. I made a slight tweak of changing what were wing backs to full backs, just in a hope that it's a bit more defensively suited so we don't throw away goals that we did towards the end of the game. Now, thanks to the injuries of Fontaine and Abdelli, we have had to shake things around. So now Bonnet is playing Cam, and we have, I think Pito wasn't starting because Bonnet was out on the left, so Pito's now out on the left. I've changed him to winger. I know inside forwards are meant to be there traditionally in gegenpress, but he goes from 2.5 star to 3.5 star. With that simple change, so I'm not going to ignore that. Ekal now will be playing deep line playmaker instead. I think I had him as ball in midfield, which may have been a bit silly on my part, as he is a much better passer than he is tackler, and I believe Basco's alright at tackling, so Other than that, I believe the team is pretty much the same. Yeah, biggest test so far. Hopefully we can pass it. We are in the 13th, 14th minute kind of area. They do tackle us high up in their half. The goalie does find your board though, however. So we change it between midfielders, get out on the left of Pete. See Maras making an overlapping run now. Tries to get to the byline, does get a bit stuck, but still gets the cross in. Brazil was never going to score a header from that angle. Bless him for trying, but yeah, if he'd scored from there, it would have been a new contract there and then. Second highlight here now, and it is with us. Hopefully it stays with us. So we are moving it quite sharply, which I'm a fan of. So it constantly wears the next pass and we play it. Okay, may get a bit stuck here, but changes it to Ursoy. Forward now, moving into forward areas here. Jabord gets that down on the right. Does pull back, however, instead of chucking it across. Do slip a through ball in, and Tiar's never going to miss from that close. His 19th of the season. Something I was a little worried about changing to this formation was the fact he's now pressing forward instead of advance forward, and I didn't want to affect his goal scoring through doing that at all. The brace in the last game and another first half goal here, it doesn't seem to have disturbed him in the slightest, and Tiar puts us 1-0 up. In our Norman derby we can't. We would get to half time 1-0 up. It's a good half there, to be fair. A lot of people on sevens, everyone kind of doing their job as it is. Not exactly sure what to say. Maybe this, although I've never really seen it get too much of a reaction. I'll try it. Yeah, it didn't seem to do anything. Or maybe we should have gone with telling them to not go complacent. Move on to second half here, and hopefully things continue as well as the first half did. They do have a throw in our half. Managed to chuck one in, but Ursoy does win it. I was hoping it would fall to Lacau there, but not quite to be. It's a great win from Basque there, but we do just lump it forward. Hopefully our keeper picks this up nice. He can perhaps throw it to our left back out here, or kick it to our left winger Pite instead. I'll take that. Some of the best players in our team, Lacau, Maras and Pite knocking it around, but we do look right now. Out to Jabord, forward to Bazil. Bazil, I'm probably not going to decide what I want to call him. He gets further down the right now, and can he look to throw in a ball? Maybe Jabord will do it instead for us. Now he pulls back to Basque. Essentially Lacau. Now if he's on side, which he's not, that could have been quite nice. Now if it was finished initially, the kind of rebound slash tackly incident in there would have made it look a bit more ugly, but no, yeah, I thought he was a step offside and he is. So yeah, would have been lovely to go 2-0 up and hopefully should be enough to win, but it is rightly disallowed, and hopefully we can hold on to this 1-0 lead anyway. Like it will be the end of the game here, and it is. So our biggest test so far, but once again we do pass it. A great result, only 1-0, but again, if you're going to score in big games and not concede, then that's all I can ask you. Obviously I'll tell them it's a good, but I'll go with outstretched arms as well. A good win. Because it is, at the end of the day, I'm saying our biggest test so far. It doesn't really get bigger than this, other than Auxerre, but this one's got a bit more of a personal touch with it being local. So Auxerre do win again 3-1. It took a couple of late goals, but they do seem to be the team to watch, as well as Nonce don't want to seem to leave our side either, as they win 2-0 to Troyes, who we couldn't beat unfortunately. But yeah, we do remain unbeaten. We do still stay in that top of the pile bunch. Now looking at the schedule, I will probably come back for perhaps maybe that game against Auxerre and then Toulouse. So we won't see Niort or Paris FC, but Auxerre obviously being, well, I imagine still at that point will be a top of the table clash, and Toulouse with a bit more, well, Auxerre have Ligue 1 experience, but so did Toulouse, as they literally only just come down last season, finishing rock bottom. But yeah, those will probably be the two next games we see, so I will see them all, but the next two games you'll see. So yeah, a couple of good results there. It's been a while since we've won all the games in an episode. I know we're only going down to 2 games now, but with a lot of draws recently, the 2 wins have certainly helped steer the ship towards winning again. And hopefully we can continue that onto the 2 next games I'll show you. So if you did enjoy this, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.